Hi children, how are you? Hope you are fine. Did you see our earlier video? Yes. What did we discuss in our earlier video? Different types of microbes. What are microbes actually? Microbes are the very tiniest living things. And different types of microbes are none other than bacteria, fungus, algae and protozoa. Viruses also comes under in microbes only. But children, whenever the host cell is available, then only these viruses are being alive. Till then, these viruses will be in crystals. Discussed about the structures of bacteria, fungus, algae and protozoa also. Now here in this present lesson, we need to discuss about a new interesting topic. Shall we start? Very good. On the earth, different organisms are present, you also know very well. And each and every organism is made up of a single unit. Do you believe this word? No? Let me clarify your doubt. Suppose to construct a house, what is the basic structural unit? None other than bricks. We use these same kind of bricks to construct different types of homes, isn't it? Similarly, on the earth, different organisms are there. And all those organisms, they possess a structural and basic unit, none other than cell. So now let us discuss about the cell very fast. Before going to discuss about the structure and the organelles which are present in the cell, we need to discuss about the discovery of cell, children. Why? Because the person who discovered this cell, none other than Robert Hooke, and that too in 1665. In which year? 1665 he discovered this cell. How did he discover the cell? With the help of a microscope. Sir, to see the cells, do we require any unit? Yes, we need a microscope. Why? Because these cells are very small in size. Again, you may get a doubt. Sir, in 1665, are there any microscopes were invented? Yes. Robert Hooke, the name of the particular scientist who discovered the cell, he made he made his own microscope and he observed the cell in his own made microscope. How wonder is that? Okay, in 1665, this Robert Hooke, he found a little room-like structure in the bark of oak tree, children, in the bark of oak tree. And he found that this structure is completely looking as into a honeycomb. As we know the little rooms in a honeycomb, the same type of structures he found in the bark of oak tree also. And he found another thing also, he found one more thing also, that each and every room is separated with the other room with the help of any with a particular wall. And he coined that as into a little room. Actually, he coined the term as into cella, which is a Latin word. The meaning of this Latin word is the meaning of this Latin word is a little room or a little compartment. So likewise, the discovery of cell was happened. Now, as we have discussed earlier, all the organisms on the earth are comprised of the same cell. Then why these differences? Some organisms are being as plants, and some organisms are being as animals, and some organisms are being as microbes also. Even though all these organisms they possess the cell, the structure and the function of the particular cells are different. To know about those all things, we have to discuss the structure of the cell and the types of cells also, children. Shall we start? Very good. Firstly, we have to know the number of cells which are present in organisms. Based on the number of cells in organisms are categorized into two, and they are unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Let us know what is meant by unicellular organism and multicellular organism also. Unicellular organisms. These unicellular organisms, they comprise of a single cell. The total body of organism is comprised with a single cell. How surprising! Bearing with a single cell, how is it possible for any organism to lead a successful life? But children, it is true. Why? Because like amoeba, you know very well about amoeba. In 7th class, we have discussed about amoeba. So that you know very well about amoeba. This amoeba is nothing but a single cellular organism, which means only a single cell is present, or the complete body is comprised with only a single cell. Being as a single cellular organism also, this amoeba is able to perform all the processes, whatever the processes are going on in us. The other example for these unicellular organisms are nothing but paramecium, plasmodium, and so on. Now come about the multicellular organisms. These multicellular organisms are nothing but in their body we can expect more cells to present. In their body we can expect more cells to present. More cells in the sense, what is the number? What could be the number? What are you expecting? Yes, we cannot expect the number. A large number of cells are present in multicellular organisms, and they are nothing but 2 to trillions. After unicellular and multicellular organisms discussions, we need to know about the shapes of cells, children. Shapes of cells. Why? Because the cells are not in similar shape in all organisms. For example, we will discuss about the cells which are present in our body. There are different shapes of cells in our body, children. And for example, if you observe the blood cells, they are red in color, and of course, the red blood cells are being in biconcave shape. What is meant by biconcave shape? Let us take a look. By watching it in front, they look they appear into sphere shape, but actually the shape of red blood cells are nothing but biconcave. And muscle cells, in these muscle cells mostly they'll be in splinted shape, which means they are elongated. And about the nerve cells, what about the nerve cells? These nerve cells are long and branched. So likewise, different cells are being in different shapes in our body. Similarly, we can expect the shape of the children to be changed in other organisms also. Even in plants, they possess different shapes of cells. Let us see a small clipping about the size of a cell. Children, now we need to discuss about the structure of a cell. We take a look on the cells. The group of cells are known as tissue, and these tissues help in formation of organs, and different organs they form organ systems, and when different organ systems are combined together, an organism can be expected, isn't it? So that it is very important to know about the structure of a cell. A cell mainly consists of three parts, and of course some other parts also are there. We will discuss all those things in our video. The first part is cell membrane. What is that? The first part is cell membrane. The second part is cytoplasm. The third part is nucleus. So these are the mainly three parts in a cell. Generally we observe in maximum cells. They are cytoplasm, they are cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. In addition to the cell membrane, in plant cells we can expect one more layer to be present and outside of the cell, and that is nothing but cell wall. So take a look on the cell membrane first. This cell membrane around the cell is called as selectively permeable membrane. Why does it call as selectively permeable membrane? Because this cell membrane allows only a few materials transportation from inside to outside the cell and outside to inside the cell. Clear? How is it possible for this selectively permeable membrane? Because on this cell membrane we can expect tiny pores to be present. So through the tiny pores, these materials will be transported from inside to outside and outside to inside. Clear? Next, cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is nothing but a jelly-like structure within the cell membrane, and within this cytoplasm we can expect some different organelles to present in, and the function from this cytoplasm is to give strength to the cell. The third part is nucleus. Nucleus is very important for the cell. As we have discussed earlier, a cell performs various functions. All those functions will be controlled by the nucleus. So that this nucleus is called as control center of the cell. Generally, this nucleus will be present at the center of the cell, and there is a nuclear membrane around it, and there is a nuclear membrane around the nucleus. Based on the presence of nucleus, cells are categorized again into two types. Some cells they do not possess any nucleus, so they are called as prokaryotic cells, and some other cells they possess nucleus, clear nucleus, so that they comes under in eukaryotic cells. What exactly mean by prokaryotic cell and what exactly mean by eukaryotic cell? Let us take a look.
The earth is full of organisms, and organisms are different kinds. They are categorized into prokaryotics and eukaryotics. Let us take a look on the prokaryotics and eukaryotics. In prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell, there are certain differences, children. In coming clippings also we are going to see those. In both cells, cell membrane is present. This cell membrane allows only a few substances to enter. In organisms, there are different types of cells. Are you watching these type of cells, children, in our body? And here about eukaryotic and prokaryotic cells. Are you observing any differences? First, in eukaryotic cells, we can observe a dense nucleus which possesses DNA in it. Whereas in prokaryotic cells, there is no nucleus, only nucleoid is present. In eukaryotic cells, the other organelles like Golgi complex, mitochondria, chloroplast are present.
In next video, we will discuss about the different organelles which are present in cell and what are the functions of the cell. Right? On the lesson what we have discussed now. We have discussed the discovery of cell. In 1665, Robert Hooke, a famous scientist, found the cell. How did he found the cell? In his own made microscope in the bark of oak tree, and he coined the term as cella. Cella is nothing but a little room. Later on we have discussed about the structure of the cell, size of the cell, number of the cells, about unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Later on we have discussed about the shape of the cell. After that we have discussed about eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. Okay, right?
In our coming video, we are going to discuss about what is a gene, what are the characteristics of a gene, and the differences between a plant cell and animal cell. And not last but not least, about the genetic material.